Moving on, UIndy sports, man. UIndy football. They're coming off a big win against William Jewell. What do you think about that one, Nathaniel?
I think it was a great game. It started off with a dog running across the field. Not a bad way. I like to see that. But it was a great game for Indianapolis. It kind of started slow. You see here it was 20-14 in the third quarter. That's not very often with this matchup. But then UIndy started to really open things up. Jaquan Buchanan had 3 rushing touchdowns, and they just ended up pummeling the William Jewell by the end of it and made it look a lot better than what it was at that point in the third quarter. The final score there was 48-14.
Yeah, and like you said, Jaquan Buchanan. That is the name of the team so far, Jaquan Buchanan. I mean, multiple rushing touchdowns in every single one of his starts so far since Toriano Clinton went down with his injury. I think he's done a great job filling in that role, but kind of strange not seeing Tori out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Toriano warmed up and he was starting in warm-ups wearing his full uniform, helmet and everything. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship from Keevers. I'm sure he was good enough to where he didn't feel he'd get hurt further if he was out there warming up, but maybe also to throw a little bit of panic in William Jewell.
Probably.
Didn't end up playing at all. But that really gives hope for the future that maybe Toriano could play against Truman State, the rivalry game at home, senior night, the big game. He might be able to suit up on Saturday.
We'll see, and that's a big game. Truman is a very good football team. 8-1 coming into this one. Should be a great contest. Always is when UIndy plays Truman. And really, the winner of this game will probably make it out of their region into the playoffs. Actually, the D2 selection show is on Sunday, so the day after the game, we'll find out if Truman makes it, if UIndy makes it, or there's a chance that both make it into the playoffs. So we'll see. 2
top 20 teams. UIndy ranked 14. They keep climbing up this poll. They got all the way up to 8, lost to Saginaw Valley, but they just keep creeping forward. They're now ranked 14th, and I'm excited to see how this game on Saturday goes and how that can parlay to maybe even to a home playoff game.
We'll see. That'll be a fun one. Of course, if it is a home playoff game, you can catch that on UIndy TV's YouTube. For sure.
And what else UIndy TV broadcasted was over the weekend, we had the swimming and diving meet. It was a meet between obviously UIndy and Wabash and Butler, a 3-way meet. And the big story comes out of swimming and diving for the men's team. A big record broken by, as we see here, Julio Osuna.
Yeah, just a big-time record, a diving record, most points scored by a diver in the meet. I mean, just a fantastic job by Osuna.
And it was Friday night when the number 1 ranked UIndy men's team, they fell 151-145 to McKendree on the road. So it was kind of it was obviously a tough loss. And they really took it out on Wabash, man. They beat the heck out of Wabash. Women's team won against Butler, and Wabash Butler didn't have a men's team. But it was just a good day on Saturday for both the men and women's teams. 2 top 5 ranked teams for good reason.
And Wabash swimming is solid. Butler swimming is solid. Just because Wabash is Division III does not mean it's bad swimming. Just because Butler's maybe not the top tier Division I swimming team doesn't mean it's bad swimming. It's great swimming. And UIndy really competes very well in swimming every year, year in, year out.
As far as UIndy volleyball, to wrap up our UIndy sports, they got the 3-1 win over Maryville, a tough team, and that now puts them in the GLVC tournament. So I'm really curious to see how the tournament goes this upcoming weekend, but it's good to see that they can have that success and really get into the tournament. We'll see if they can run the table.
Yeah, excited to see how that plays out. Best of luck to all UIndy teams competing this coming up weekend, especially volleyball, especially football, and swimming coming up as well. So when we come back from break, we'll take a look around the rest of the state and around D1 football. Stick around.